of the Melanin Corner. My name is Olive, Michelle,
Felicity, I'm Princess,
Dioa,
and I'm Jules.
For our first episode, I thought we could discuss maybe the good, the bad, and the beautiful of being a black woman. What does being a black woman mean to you guys?
I would personally say strong. Sort of a big heart as well at the same time.
I think for me, being a black woman, the first thing that I kind of put underneath that category is my skin. Because that is how I present myself to the world. That is what everyone sees before they see anything else. Before they see my hair, my gender, they see the colour of my skin, and with that comes assumptions as well.
and all these assumptions about black women. For example, people think we are, I don't know, aggressive, loud.
Like that's what not like annoys me the most. I am loud, but sometimes I'm black.
I can be loud, but most of the time I'm not. It's just basically what the media chooses to portray us black women as. And the people behind the media most of the time are non-black people. So
It's not really like the true meaning of what it means to be black. And I think like half of the time we're over sexualized.
What do you mean? Music videos,
stuff like that. So you might just wave in like normal jeans, so it's like too tight, you'll get everyone staring at you like.
But like, example of this for me is like in work. So we're allowed to wear leggings, and then the day I wore leggings, 2 managers came up to me, they're like, "You're not allowed to wear leggings anymore." And it's because I know I have a certain body type, and it's not my fault. But I looked in the restaurant, there's 2 other people wearing leggings, and I know they said nothing else to them. I just didn't even want to like fight it. I was just like, it's fine, I won't wear them tomorrow. I think that's like a classic example of just because I have a certain body type, I'm over sexualized for something that's not my fault.
I totally agree with that. Like,
Why didn't you feel like going to your manager and speaking to him?
You know what? I feel like that's a really valid question, because like so many times like people, especially in work, they'll make a comment to me and I won't like fight it, and it's like, why don't you? And it's just like, I don't want to feel awkward, and it's a really bad excuse, and it's so bad, but sometimes I feel like I shouldn't have to educate them on stuff. Like I feel like they should know themselves.
You have to, because like you can't just keep quiet. You have to be yourself. You don't have to, I'm just gonna hide myself because you're telling me to.
Like generally it's a difficult conversation to have with a black person.
it was the same thing with this guy. He's friends with my friends, and he basically he says the N-word, the word, and he's white.
He says the N-word?
Really? Yeah. And like, and I'm like, why do you say that? He's like, oh, I only say it in songs. Doesn't matter if you say it in songs. Doesn't matter.
It's a whole other conversation.
It doesn't matter what context you say it in. You are not black. It's wrong. It's just wrong.
Do you ever get like things about your hair when you have your natural hair on?
I get it.
That is real.
In work, it's the worst. Like I remember, I told my doctor in the morning, I let you Google how to politely tell people not to touch your hair, because it's the worst of work.
I do cheerleading, and most of the girls are white. I had braids in, and they're like really long, whatever. So I came into practice now. And I was like, oh my days, I like your hair, touching it. I was like, what's going on? Literally touching my hair anyhow, without permission. Like, fair enough, the comments were nice, but I feel like you shouldn't do that, because I would just get up to you and touch your hair, you know what I mean? Literally.
But how do you not get it? Like, would you go up and put your dirty fingers in someone's hair?
They do. Like, you're like, oh, Susan, I like your
Literally.
hair.
People actually don't get it, which blows their mind. Like,
Why Susan? I've always been the only black girl in school since I was little, and everyone would just come up and be like, oh, why do you have long hair today? Why do you have short hair? Why do you have this and that? And they'll keep touching it, and they even ask me, do you do your braids every morning, or do you take it out in the evening? How do you watch them? How do you do this? It's just annoying.
I just don't know why people are so concerned with black women's hair. Like, focus on what's on your own head. Why are you so bothered?
I feel like I kind of get it might be interesting to them in the sense, okay, we have to wear it. Like, we have different types of hairstyles, whereas them, it's more like they always wear their own natural hair out every day, you know what I mean? So it might be interesting to them to see.
But I feel like they're kind of like, there's a line, there's like a border that you shouldn't cross.
And a lot of them do cross that.
it's okay to be curious. Like, like, so how do you do your hair? But like to just
Have you ever like, so when you did like touch your hair, do you say something or do you just kind of go with it?
No.
I never use
No,
it.
I have a reflex of like smacking people when we talk. It's like I don't know when I do it. Like when you just walk up and you just touch me, I'm like.
I think now I say a lot more. I never used to, but now I'm just like, no, please. But then sometimes you just like to go from behind. I don't even have a chance to like say them to. You guys think some of the beautiful things are about being a black woman?
Our skin.
Yeah,
I love our
skin.
skin.
Yeah.
Because you can wear bright colours and it just looks so
Orange and black skin is peg.
Oh, yeah.
I love it so much.
Like your skin, I love your skin.
And oil.
Like, you know, it's like they're different colors,
Yeah.
but they're so nice.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, they're like, you're both black, but different shades of black. Which is so beautiful.
I also love like how black women come in like all different shapes and sizes.
Yeah.
And it's just our bodies are so unique, and I love that so much. Like there is no one staple shape for a black woman. We all come in like beautiful different sizes.
Black are also like so strong.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like just black people in general as well. Like our ancestors have been like through it a lot, and like because of all of that, like the consequences that we can face
Yeah.
now, and I feel like it just kind of like builds us generation through generation.
Yeah.
Like it's like we just get stronger,
Yeah.
especially black women.
Yeah.
That's exactly. You know, you see, even some of the things that you see that our mothers go through, you know,
Yeah.
giving birth, taking
Yeah.
care of like the house and just managing. I think it's one of those like, it's priceless,
Yeah.
you know, seeing that like from grandma,
Yeah.
your mother, and then
Yeah.
sisters growing, doing things that, you know, even that strength of
Yeah.
supporting everyone, you know, and they just make it seem so easy,
Easy.
so simple, and just like,
Do you think black men defend you as well as they should on social media, in public, in university? Yeah, off you go.
Love Island's a classic example because who's the first to drag all the black women? I don't want to say that, but a lot of black men have been dragging Leanne.
Yeah.
Which is horrendous. Like a lot of black men dragged Romeo last year, which again is horrendous.
But I think a lot of these black men that drag black women based on their looks, and you're black, your mom is black, your dad is black, it's just self-hate. Because you hate yourself and you're trying to perpetrate that on other people because you're not comfortable in your own skin. And if a black guy doesn't like black women or says something like mean or hurtful about black women and around you and say you're a lighter skinned girl, you're biracial or you're a white woman, run away. Run!
Yeah.
Carry your 2 legs on the
Yeah,
wall. Because if he can't love himself or love his mother, then like why would he love you? God said, what my religion, God said,
Yeah.
love your neighbor as you love yourself, not love your neighbor more than you love yourself, or love yourself more than you love your neighbor. Yeah.
One of my wise friends always says to me that he doesn't deserve black. Like if a guy thinks of that, he doesn't deserve black women. So that's the damn truth.
do you know what, like I've heard someone say, mostly black men tend to sort of go for like say white women because they're looking at their status, especially if you look like celebrities, footballers and things like that, and currently it brings their status more rather than a black woman, which I think is like so ridiculous because like as a black woman you tend to support them no matter what. Black women are so strong in terms of like, you know, even your own men, your own people don't want you, you know, they would rather someone else for like financial, material things.
I just feel like they go for white people, even light skin, just because they can use them.
Yeah.
They know that
Yeah,
with black girls or
it's easier.
Wow. I think it's okay to be a white woman personally. I think I don't have any problem with interracial relationships. Some people are
I love
quite
it.
against them.
Oh, there's nothing.
I think as long as you're not dragging, as a black man, be a white woman if you want. Personally, I don't care because I'm still paying, then I'll get what I do it.
Exactly.
That's just true. But the point is, if you, one of my best friends really fancies a white girl, and I love that white girl too. Just don't drag black women. That's the only thing. That's the only thing I'd say. Do not drag me down. If you want to be a fat woman, that's your portion, and that's okay.
Love who you want.
Yeah.
But don't bring other people.
Yeah. Has anyone here ever been in an interracial relationship?
My boyfriend.
Yeah.
As well.
Is he?
Aww.
Does anyone here only date black men?
Not necessarily.
Yeah.
It depends. It depends on your mood, though. Somebody you might be feeling the white girl with the next mix, the next black one.
How does that
It
work?
happens.
I have a question actually. Do you think, in terms of dating, I'd like white men and like black women, and you as a black woman, in terms of in terms of looking at your culture and stuff, do you think that will last like long term kind of thing?
Especially nowadays, it's more likely than the way it was before then because you have like the social media, diversity, things are changing. So like white men know about like African cultures, the whole traditions, the different things. And so I think it does work. Like I've known people like, interracial relationship and like they've lasted for more than 10 years. They're still together. So I guess it depends on the person, as long as you know who you're going out with and if they can tolerate like your traditions. Because there are some people, I guess some white men are straight out there like, I don't agree with your culture, especially when it comes to like bridal fees, like I'm selling you and things like that, They might not necessarily agree with it, but nowadays they can search up on the internet, oh, it's a real thing. So I think times have changed and it has definitely helped.
Do you think personally you could do that?
Yeah.
I think so, personally, yeah.
Like marriage wise and children.
Why not?
So your question is, do you think that I can understand what was
In terms of like, like cultural clash.
Yeah.
Because like obviously he would be white,
Yeah.
and then you would be black. You would have certain cultures.
Yeah.
He would have certain cultures.
Yeah.
That you may not understand
Yeah.
your culture and vice versa. So do you feel like even though there might be that cultural clash,
Yeah.
you would still last long term, so like for marriage and stuff?
Personally, I don't know. All the white boys I've dated have been different breeds, I'm not gonna lie. None of them are whatever I could never bring into my culture. I think honestly it depends on the person. I've not met anyone that I feel like, so I've never met a white guy that I feel like personally really like just gels well with my culture, but I have a lot of interracial people in my family and it's worked for them, so I do think they exist. I just haven't personally met any.
Also, imagine like the first time you off your wig in front of a white boy. That would be really
Day. Just be honest from day one.
Yeah.
From just be
you should be
White people wear wigs.
Yeah, they do.
I think at the end of the day, I think it depends on like the person, like a white guy, how they sort of live their lives.
Yeah, and how
Because we can't really just put everyone together. There's some really good ones and there's some really awful ones. Same with black men.
It's like your friends and like the culture you're exposed to when you're growing up and stuff. Like if you grew up in a black community, then obviously you're gonna know like one of my best friends is white and she knows everything.
Same here, like one of my best friends actually.
And it's because like that's the culture that she's had like around her whole life. So
that's the thing.
I also feel like we can't talk about being a black woman without also talking about racism, because that's definitely a thing. So have any of you guys ever faced racism?
I was actually warned by someone.
Like,
because on a night out, on a night out, there's this black guy. I don't know, it's just random. Like me and my boss just walking, and he was just there, and he's like, "You guys need to be careful that Liverpool might get racist."
Really?
I was like,
Wow.
"What's going on?" It was so weird. But like Liverpool might get racist. That you might face some racism kind of thing, especially like the old people, stuff like that. And I was just like,
yeah. Like I grew up in like a predominantly white community. There was never any black people in my school. I was the only black person, and I never experienced racism back home until I came here. I've never felt the first time I've ever been called the N-word to my face. I was shocked. I was so shocked. And the only person that stuck up for me was a homeless person on the street. I was literally shaken. I didn't know what to do. And then just like comments from people at work. What about you? You grew up in Italy, didn't you? Have you ever experienced racism?
Yeah, in middle school, like my teacher, So she was basically arguing with this guy, and then he just turned and looked at me and he was like, "I'll make you work like a black person." And I was just like, "What? What have I done? You're arguing with me. Why are you looking at me?" And then turned around. Then my other classmate just like, I don't know, randomly he called me nigger, and I told to the teacher. He didn't say anything. And I don't know. It was weird. It was because sometimes it was good being the only black person, and then sometimes they would just start moving mad. And they'd be like, "Oh, why do you have the big lips? Why do you have this? Why do you have this?"
Yeah, some people in Germany.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, for 13 years I lived in Germany. Yeah, like a classmate, he was a boy and he was like, and obviously I have big lips, like I'm black, I have big lips. But then he used to always like mock it, in a sense where he'd try and
do his lips big.
literally, and he would just like be looking at me and I was just like, what's your
What's
issue?
your problem?
I
What's your
understand
issue?
that. Exactly.
Well, it's kind of similar, but it's not racism. It's basically black people like being against black features in Nigeria. So I grew up in Nigeria and I went to a Nigerian school in Abuja. And and in our school, basically, like our hair was a problem. Because let me tell you, you could not do your hair in Afro puffs. You could only have your hair. In, what's the name of that hairstyle? All back. Yeah, you only have your hair all back. Because like they didn't just like the idea of our hair being out and looking too big, but that's just how black hair is. Literally suspend you or punish you for having your hair out in this unacceptable way. But it's not unacceptable, it's just who we are. Okay, I've worked too hard for my hair. Wash day. Honestly, wash day.
No, we've been through a lot, I can't lie.
Yeah, do you ever get that when someone goes like, "Oh," well, I haven't personally. I've heard people say it before, and they're like, "You're too pretty for a black girl."
Yeah.
And I'm like,
I got that so much like you're pretty for a black girl. Like, oh, to be fair, one of my friend's brothers said it the other day. He said something similar to that. I was just like, do you not realise everything that's wrong with that sentence? Like,
I think it's because, you know, when they do even like black painting and everything, they make like black people look ugly, like big nose, big lips, and
as well.
and the painters are ugly. So as soon as they see it, they're like, "Oh, you don't look like that painter, so you're too beautiful for that."
I think you put it like really well.
Start representing black people in beautiful ways.
Yeah. Big perceptions are changing.
Yeah.
I like to think it's getting better.
I haven't gotten you're pretty for a black girl, but I have gotten you're pretty for a dark skinned girl though. Yeah, I got. Yeah, it was like at a party, like with my friends and all, and then we met these guys. And I was like, "Oh, you're really pretty," blah blah blah. I was like, "Oh, thanks," and they were like, "Oh, you're a pretty dark skinned girl," and I was like, "What does that even mean?"
Yeah.
Like, "Oh, because a lot of dark skinned girls we meet are not pretty," and I'm like, I mean, look at you guys. Hello, beautiful, light skin, beautiful, dark skin, beautiful. What's wrong with people?
If you could say anything to the younger generation of black women, what would you say? And
Love
why?
yourself. Be yourself.
Yeah.
And love everyone else too.
Yeah.
Stay strong. Don't let negative opinions get to you.
I think like the newer generation, it's not like they have it easy, but they're growing in a world where it's sort of like we sort of set like the legacy, and the legacy set something for them at the start. You're beautiful, black is beautiful, so they're growing up with like embracing their dark futures, their hair, you know. And I think it's really good because I see my little sister, she's just like, you know, she's like, I'm beautiful. And I'm like, yeah.
I think like there was a point where I think I just hated my hair, I didn't particularly like my skin colour. But my little sisters are 14 and they're so sassy. They love everything. Yeah. They won't get braids because like I'm not wearing big hair. They have their cane nails like I'm wearing my cane nails every single day. I'm not getting braids. They love their skin. They're like, we hate Chris Brown. He's colorist. They are so strong and sassy. And I just love to see it. I love rappers, but not Kardashian. No, because they're setting the foundation. Like I think you're only going to get stronger. Like most people don't get. For the most part, you don't tend to like. Get worse, I think.
Like one day wake up like one day I was like, oh, I'm not pretty.
They have their big sister to call and I'll tell them how beautiful they are.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, no matter how many times you tell someone, oh, you're a beautiful person, blah blah blah.
Unless they feel it for themselves.
Yeah, because that was me, because I was a bit insecure when I was like very young. Obviously, I'm not insecure now, but I was.
And no matter how many times my mom would be like, "Oh my God, you're the most beautiful girl. You're so pretty," but I still didn't feel that way.
Yeah, you
Until-
say it for yourself.
I feel like, you know, the whole Black Queens, like the whole, like, what's going on, let's say, in Twitter or social media nowadays. I feel like sometimes it's in phases.
Yeah, there was definitely a phase where Black women were in and everyone wanted to like love you.
Literally.
Like, I don't know, that's just how I felt. And we shouldn't be a phase. We should
We
shouldn't be a trend, you know, it's just, and also that's the problem with blackface, because it's like, oh, you can wash the blackness off your skin, but we can't. It's what we have to live in every day and go through. So it's like you're mocking that. That's also why I'm against that.
Yeah, I don't match your town with my skin color. Thanks.
Shade. Hope you enjoyed this episode of Melanin Corner. We heard some really interesting views, and obviously I'm only meeting all these dates for the first time, so it's really nice to like get to hear their opinions and stuff. So yeah, bye!